In the previous episode, you would have seen us creating AI podcasts and interviewing some famous names. Now, people have been asking me, oh my gosh, Basira, how did you do that?
I am honored to participate in this dialogue, Basira.
Well, I'm not sure. If we're allowed to tell you, it's supposed to be a secret. What do you think, Jacob?
No?
Oh, really, Jacob? Well, today, you are in luck. I'm going to divulge to you our secrets. We're going to reverse engineer it, bit by bit. But in return, I will ask something of you that will help me. Subscribe to this channel. Welcome to Boost Buddy. And as a bonus, at the end of this video, I will show you some tricks that can save you money on every AI project you produce. So, are you sitting comfortably? Good. We're going to take you behind the scenes of our latest Bite-Size Podcast Buddies episode. So the intro you saw there we actually created on Canva using the AI and then create video clip. Paste it in our prompt and let it do its thing. The Pro version allows you to create up to 5 videos a month. It also came with the impact sounds, and we just added some backing music. Then after we dropped it into DaVinci, we boosted the contrast slightly to bring out the colors. So next was our character creation. Let's take Spock as our example. We scoured dozens of online YouTube clips of old episodes to find him in a pose suitable for dropping into our podcast scene. That is the scene Ben and I created previously. The image we found for Spock had the correct pose but was lacking enough facial detail, so we cropped another image of his head, removed the backgrounds with Canva, then we carefully edited and sized it to fit the torso. At this present time, no consistent character functions get the facial features perfect, and the human eye detects the tiniest abnormalities. That is why we opt for this lengthier process, but ultimately gives better results. We had to crop in a bit of extra hair. Then we put the image through another process, using Deep Dream Generator. It is great for cleaning up an image. You have to play around with the functions to get the results you want, but it can really revitalize a poor or grainy image. As you can see, it really does sharpen up the detail. Then, once we are happy with our master copy, we import it back into Canva, remove the background, and drop the image into our podcast scene. Make sure the hands are clear and sharp. If not, you can use the hand repair tool in Dzine. It may require a few attempts to get them looking right. Now, to theme the setting, we clipped a few images of some Star Trek accessories, removed the background, and placed them in the podcast. It's important to scale them and orientate them correctly to make them look authentic. We also adjust color tone, brightness, and even blur effects on many of the images we drop in. For Spock's voice, we used 11 labs. First, you need to find some clean vocals. For that, again, we scoured many old TV show clips. This is the early original Spock from the first series, so finding good vocals took a little time. We like to get at least 30 seconds to 1 minute so that 11 labs can produce a good rendition. This can be made up of various samples and increments.
Our second guest hails from the 23rd century.
For the prompt here, we had to make sure to be clear. The woman on the right of the image is speaking, while the man dressed in blue listens intently, nods, shows expression, but does not speak. Then we go back to Dzine, select the silent video clip we made earlier of Spock speaking, while Basira listens. Then upload the audio clip we made from 11 labs, and let the software lip-sync the vocals. Now let's watch and listen to the results.
That was a most enlightening experience, but please do not dismember me again. Your presence is logically intriguing.
I guess that's a compliment coming from Spock?
There are other ways to animate two characters in the same scene, such as green screening one. And indeed, that is the only way if you want both characters speaking at once. But we find when the AI sees two persons in a clip, it creates a better interaction, often steering the narrative in directions you may not have planned, but makes it interesting. Which is what happened here, although our prompt did not specify it. Basira appears to talk at the end of the clip. Rather than waste this part, cropping it off, we looked carefully at what vocals we could add that would closely match her lips.
I guess that's a compliment coming from Spock?
Although not perfect, the only other way would be to crop those last few seconds, run them through lip sync again, and then you would have to splice it over the top in editing. Now there's something else we want to make you aware of if adding lip sync to a character. Side view. Lip sync struggles here, and depending how critical you are, you may not be happy with the results. Take our Einstein. Watch how, while speaking to Basira, the words do not seem to match the lip movement. Then, as he turns, the syncing kicks in.
I must say, this is my first time being interviewed by, well, a thinking machine. Fascinating.
It also doesn't help that he has a mustache, so that is something to be aware of, and something that creates a bit of a challenge in a podcast scenario.
But humans acting like machines. If reason loses its soul, we become cold calculators.
Our last guest we processed slightly differently. The vocals were taken from actual interviews. There are dozens online due to her being such an iconic athlete and celebrity. Then we tailored our podcast host to ask the appropriate questions.
How are you?
Thanks for having me, first of all. I'm good. I'm really good.
Are you missing the game?
Actually, I do.
Tell us about the cat suit.
So that choice was definitely a Puma designer.
There is one final part we couldn't find, and that is where we had to utilize the powers of AI and 11 Labs
Studios.
Thank you, Basira. I sure will. I've never been interviewed by a tennis-obsessed AI before, so this has been a first.
So that is a breakdown of the processes involved in making what was a relatively short podcast. It is quite involved and does require a lot of human manual intervention. But in the words of Napoleon Hill,
I can tell you frankly, I have never received a major favorable break during my entire life that did not come from having applied the principle of going the extra mile.
So remember, AI is a great tool, but to get the best results, you are going to have to put in a bit of human effort. My last tips will again require a bit of human effort, but will save you money on video generation. Take this example. Here we have a 10-second clip of Spock and Basira. Now we may have made a vocal clip that is 15 seconds and would not fit the 10-second clip. Now the AI will automatically reverse the clip and get it to fit, but we can do it manually here first on CapCut. But why would we want to? Well, there may be a particular segment that works better with what is being said. So you may want to crop a few seconds off the start, or perhaps the video generation was not perfect and we want to take some out. Take this example. During this clip, Basira's face suddenly fuzzed out, so rather than waste the clip, we can crop it beyond that section. And if we need to add a bit at the end to make it longer, we just copy, paste, and reverse. There are tiny differences to human eye and lip motions when reversed, so it won't always look perfect. The lip sync function usually irons out the mouth movements, though. Some motions work very well reversed. Take me here. In the original, was I filmed standing up or sitting down? Want to see it again? Which one? I was actually filmed standing up. The sitting down is just reversed. Of course, there are certain scenes that won't look right reversed, such as walking, but cool if I could do that. Flowing water, dropping anything, long hair flowing, well, There are many if you think about it. And this brings me to my last tip that will save you money. Create your audio first, then crop your video clips to the same length.
Take a look at the run time of my voice here. It is 8 seconds long, so find or cut a clip to 8 seconds. Quite logical when you think about it.
If you have 5 seconds of vocals but your video clip is 10 seconds long, you will pay more in credits when you generate it. It may not seem much, but over the course of a long episode, it amounts to quite a lot. So this wraps up this episode. Check out the full podcast here. Let me know what you think, or if you have any questions. And don't forget, if you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button. Ben and I are always here to help you. Whether you are growing a new YouTube channel or dabbling with AI, we'll have lots more episodes on both, coming every week.